Sport Talk, Quick and the Cowboy. It is a Thursday drive on the Talk Monster 102.3, 267-1023, 267-1023. And we have got special guests in the house with us, and that is the tight end version of Meet the Mocs here on Talk Radio 102.3 Sport Talk. Gage Upshaw, which most folks that follow Chattanooga sports and high school football remember Gage. Good to have you on Sport Talk. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
This completes the family brothers. So Reggie Jr. was on with us back in 2013, played a little basketball up at MTSU, only went to, the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 or whatever they did?
They upset Michigan State and made it to the round of 32, and then that's as far as they went.
Oh, I thought they went Sweet 16. It was a memorable run, though, for MTSU.
It was. So
Gage Upshaw now with Chattanooga Mocs tight end, and also his teammate and co-position guy, I guess, Jacob Webster, who is a Nashville guy in Christ Presbyterian Academy CPA product. So welcome to Sport Talk. Good to have you both.
Thanks for having us.
And you drove in from Nashville for other things, too, but appreciate your time in doing that.
Yes, sir.
Just talk about the transition. You first, Gage. Rusty Wright, brand new coach. Have former tight end, too, so he's got to love the position, right? He's got to take care of you guys.
He shows us love. He shows us a lot.
Does he?
of love.
Good. Just your thoughts on Coach Wright and what he's meant so far to the program, tweaks and changes, things like that.
One of the big changes I've noticed about having Coach Wright in is he's blunt with you. He tells you what he wants to happen, and he expects it to get done immediately. He's expecting big things out of this program, and he's here to stay, and he's here to be with the program for the Mocs.
Now, and everybody gives younger kids a hard time. It was that way when I was young, too. But, the participation trophy, the soft generation, blah, blah, blah. But there's still an element to tell me what I need to do, and I'll go get it done for you, as opposed to trying to break the news gently or something like that. I mean, you guys, I'm sure, still appreciate that and respect the heck out of that.
You have to. I mean, sugarcoating a lot of things it's not going to end well for everybody. And so the honesty and just telling you what you need to do and how you need to do it, get it done. That's what it's going to take to have a successful team.
Well, at first, that takes away any confusion. It's like, yeah, well, what exactly are you telling me to do, or what exactly are you saying? Well, if you just come out and say it, then let me go,
right.
And I can go get it done for you.
Right.
Jacob, your thoughts on the transition to Coach Rusty Wright?
Yeah, kind of going off that, just there is no gray area. It's just all black and white, and I think it makes our job easier as players and just doing what he wants us to do, and so we can all respect that about him.
We were kind of talking about how there's a number of tight ends, and last year got a lot of pretty equal playing time, but you all have different traits that are your strengths, and just talk about that as a group overall first, and then we'll kind of break you down individually.
Yeah, we can all play. We all complement each other very well. Some of us block better than others. Some are better in the passing game, and we feed off well. We all get along, and so we work really well together.
And going off of that,
yes, go ahead.
The fact that we work well together, it only helps it's only helping our tight end room, because we're always being used in many different ways of the offense. Jacob will go in for a couple plays, and then we'll have Jordan go in for a couple of plays.
Jordan Gilberti is the other one.
Yes, sir. And Jack Keebler. He
Keebler
also comes in.
Sure.
And we all complement each other really well.
Now, do you guys, I think I already know the answer to this question, but do you consider yourself linemen or wide receivers?
It just depends on what personnel we're in and
what the play call is. Because I don't feel sorry for you guys, but you kind of stuck there in the middle. Linemen, they talk about they don't get that much love, but come on, people talk about the fact that they don't get much love, so they get talked about.
But you saw the look on their faces. They're wide receivers, man. Come on, guys.
I knew. See,
it's like standard answer. Come on, this is Sport Talk. We can get down and dirty with it. Y'all are wide receivers. There's no doubt, right?
Yeah, we are. We can do it all.
Exactly. There you go. You can do it all. You can be a lineman and a wide receiver.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gage, kind of tell the listeners your story, because it didn't start at Chattanooga. You went to Air Force, and there's been an interesting kind of story to your life since your Baylor days.
Right. So after I graduated in 2016, I committed to the Air Force Academy, and I did a prep year there out in Colorado Springs. And then I decided that it really wasn't for me, and I decided that I wanted to focus a little bit more on football. and not so much with the military aspect. And
there's a lot of people that go that, and that's why that prep year is there, because I think you're finding yourself as much as you are worrying about football and academics.
Right, and you're trying to see if this is really the best fit for you and how things are going to go. And so I decided after my prep year, I was like, okay, I reevaluated things and decided that I wanted to transfer, and I decided to come back to Chattanooga. Your
dad's a pretty good football player back in the day at Middle Tennessee, so what was that what kind of pressure was that growing up? Not necessarily pressure, but, I mean, you wanted to be successful, and you guys had, kind of the history of being pretty superb athletes.
It is, and I enjoy I work out with my dad. I play with him now. He's in great shape, and I didn't feel much pressure just because of my brother is an athlete, and my my little cousin plays soccer and everything, and I just feel like we all just kind of do our own thing.
And that's good. Jacob, your story, a Christ Presbyterian, what an athletic. I mean, first of all, I think basketball, but I mean, I know in football they've been highly successful too, but your story of how you started in Nashville and chose Chattanooga.
Yeah, I went to CPA, and we had a great 4 years. I loved it. I fell in love with football just due to my coaches and my teammates, and it's what I've grown up loving. And it came down, I didn't have a ton of opportunities to go play places, but Chattanooga was a city that I fell in love with, loved the coaching staff, and it's what I ended up doing, and I've loved it ever since.
And your listeners may be familiar with a guy named Rustin Webster, which would be your dad, and he worked for the Titans for a couple of years.
He did. So I've kind of grown up in a football household. It's what I've always known, and it's football 24/7 in our house. So,
but as a kid, how cool was that, man? I mean, you walk up to Nissan Stadium and you're like, "Hey, we kind of own this place."
Yeah, hey, let me in.
Let me in, man. It's Jacob.
It was a great time. I enjoyed every minute of it.
I'll bet.
Yeah. What about now? I mean, just when you look back, just talking about the city of Nashville, when you look at it now and how much, well, not only that grown when you were living there, but how it continues just to. I mean, it's almost out of control how much it's grown. And, of course, the bachelorette parties, I mean, that's crazy.
It's crazy. You can't drive anywhere now, especially downtown. It's turned into Atlanta.
It has.
So we'll see, though. I still love it.
We laughed about the bachelorette parties that were mad that they hadn't heard the draft was coming to town. How do you not hear that? I mean, God, I understand some people aren't sports people, but holy cow.
Because it wasn't on the Lifetime network. That's why.
It wasn't on Pinterest. Yes. So talk about your role, Gage. What do you do best, and where do you feel this tight end position is going to go for the Chattanooga Mocs in 2019?
One of the things I do best is I try to keep the guys motivated on the team within the position group, and as well as like the offense and the defense. I try to get other guys motivated, and I try to keep guys focused so we can perform to the best of our abilities.
Run routes?
Yes, sir.
Make catches?
I try to make plays when plays are needed to be made.
There you go. I like to hear it. Now, there's a rumor out there that your brother was thinking about coming to UTC for a fifth year to play football. Is that true? After his basketball career at MTSU.
I think I heard that rumor. I heard that he was thinking about playing football after basketball or something like that. But his heart's in basketball, so
he's playing professionally too, right?
Overseas right now in low country above Spain.
Pretty good gig.
It is.
Pretty good gig. So, Jacob, talk about your role as far as tight end goes and what you do best.
I think I can lead by example. I'm not always the most vocal guy, but I do think I lead well by example, and it kind of feeds off what Gage can do vocally, and that's what we do.
Is it a shame that your tight ends position coach is probably the most famous Chattanooga Mock football player ever, other than Terrell Owens?
No, we love having him.
It's Jacob Houston, by the way, their coach. So what can Jacob, and I think that's an interesting question, what can Jacob, as a tight ends coach but former quarterback, kind of teach you how to maybe find a seam in a defense or, that kind of stuff that a quarterback sees? How can he help you as a tight end?
I think just reading defenses and different coverages, and especially in the passing game, and just he was the leader of the whole team, so it helps us lead and step up in that way.
Gage, how about you?
In the passing game, he really helps us think like the quarterback. It'll be certain times he'll talk about when the quarterback throws the ball on this shoulder or the other shoulder, turn and tuck the ball in this arm or the other arm, just because the quarterback's doing it with a purpose. Everything that happens is with a reason, and I feel like he does a really good job at breaking things like that down to us.
Seems like Tiano, that ball gets on you quick too.
He slings it.
I was going to say.
He slings it.
So and we want to encourage folks, you can go to GoMocs.com right now and buy season tickets, and there's all kinds of great deals, and of course you can go there and purchase those, renew or purchase during the month of May to be entered into a weekly drawing for prizes. Prizes could include tailgate space for the First Tennessee Pavilion for the home game versus Eastern Illinois, a signed Terrell Owens football, signed Terrell Owens photo, and a $25 Taziki's gift card. So check that out. It's at GoMocs.com. That's the all. If you buy the season tickets in the month of May, they've got those opportunities. So be there. So it's got to be exciting because you return a quarterback. We know how huge that is in football. I don't care if you're 8th grade or the NFL. You got a returning quarterback. You got a pretty strong returning offensive line that was really one of the strengths last year. Running backs seem to be maybe not the depth that you want, but certainly the starter's fantastic. Replacing some guys on the defensive front. But you guys, I mean, Southern Conference Championship's got to be the goal, right?
Definitely. It's definitely our goal, and we got a lot of returning pieces, a lot of talent, and even the new guys that are coming in, they all can play. So we're excited.
Have you seen any early guys?
We had a couple come in early, and we've had some guys visiting that we know are coming, so
right.
We've seen them around a lot.
Gage, what's the sky's the limit for Chattanooga Mocs in 2019?
I believe so. I mean, it's been the limit for us. We just have to stop making mental errors and mental mistakes and continue to put a whole game together, and anything's possible, honestly.
Do you feel like there's a couple you guys may have given away last year?
Definitely. We shot ourselves in the foot a few times. Quite a few times.
The Mercer game, too. When they called back Mahaffey's pick six, that was just heartbreaking, man. That was terrible.
That was a game that we needed to win, that one along with the Furman one. 2 tough losses we had at the end of the year.
Now, with the atmosphere change now, got it. And now all the players we've spoken with since Rusty was announced, they one thing they mentioned is that it's just you can tell there's something different here. There's a change,
right.
And you probably might not win the championship this year, and I'm talking about the national championship, but I think this is the building block of something pretty special, and with the way you guys are doing it, being the vocal leader or just going out and showing guys how to kind of passing along what Jacob's trying to teach you guys. That's going to go a long way. So I'm looking forward to the season. I know you guys are. You're ready to hit somebody else.
For sure.
And I think this is going to be a very successful year for the Mocs.
What about playing Tennessee balls in Neyland Stadium? I mean, that's always special for a kid that grew up in the state of Tennessee. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be one of the most electrifying games of my career this far. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm most looking forward to getting a victory though.
What about it, Jacob?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Those games are always fun to play in, and just being from Tennessee, you know a bunch of people there, grew up ball fans, so it'll be exciting.
Who'd you grew up following?
I actually grew up an Ole Miss fan.
Okay,
so I didn't grow up a ball fan, but
Gage, what about you?
Involved by family.
Involved
by family.
Had to?
Yeah. So what gets you guys hot before a game? I mean, do you just kind of sit, meditate or something? You got music going, or what is it for you, Gage?
I'm big with my music. I always have different types of music depending on the times of day. I go through different stages, and then pre-game I'll always have headphones in, dancing around and whatnot.
Got to get in that zone.
For sure.
There's no doubt.
What about you, Jake?
Getting in my zone's a little different. I don't need all the music, but I just hang out, talk, stay relaxed, and get ready.
Kind of be calm before the storm out there, as opposed to, I know a lot of folks are like you, Gage, that want to be jacked up and be ready when the storm hits, So good luck to you guys, man. Keep up the good work, and it's going to be a fun summer, and we're really excited about the prospects of the fall in 2019.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, fellas.
Our Meet the Mocs for this week right here on Sport Talk and the Talk Monster. Again, you can get tickets, season tickets, at GoMocs.com, and you can renew or purchase those during the month of May to be entered into weekly drawings for prizes, including tailgate space, the First Tennessee Bank Pavilion for the home opener versus Eastern Illinois, signed Terrell Owens football, signed Terrell Owens photograph, and a $25 Taziki's gift card. So go to GoMocs.com. You can get all the information there.